The first pitch gets away from Giles, and we're off and running here in Tuscaloosa. And what a way to start for Virginia Tech with Emma Ritter. The All-American, the senior last night, was 1 for 3. But Virginia Tech held scoreless, which ended a 10-game RBI streak for Ritter. Trying to start something here in game 2, and she'll do just that. Leadoff base hit for the Hokies. And that'll surely please the head man for Virginia Tech. The head coach, Pete DeMoore, in his 6th season in Blacksburg, has brought this program up to a impressive level of consistency as the ACC has gotten better. So has Virginia Tech, and trying to split this weekend series here in Tuscaloosa.
You can tell that he just has a really high standard for this team, and you mentioned he would be pleased about that Emma Ritter hit. He wants his team to get the ball in the air today, especially with runners on, find a way to score runners. Ground balls were not working for them last night.
And there you see Addie Green, senior from Suffolk, Virginia. Team leader in batting average. Another one who went 1 for 3, I beg your pardon, 1 for 2 last night, also drew a walk. (3-1) from Brisky. Lifted to left, and that's foul. And we should note, Coach DeMoore said he wanted his team to get more in the air, but the wind is going to be a major character in this game. It is gusting heavily here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, nothing's going to get out of the park in left field today.
There's a strikeout, runner goes. And Ritter will slide in safely for her 19th stolen base of the year, 1 down.
Emma Ritter has so many tools in that leadoff spot. She's now 19 for 21 on stolen bases. Addie Green swings and misses for the strikeout, but it works like a sacrifice because of the speed of Emma Ritter getting herself over to second base.
And setting up Cameron Fagan, the senior out of Florida, preseason All-ACC selection. 1 for 3 last night. And we'll see what kind of difference a day makes. We showed it in the open. Game 1, Virginia Tech 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and a chance here early in this one to correct that.
It's a good thing about having such an experienced lineup. The top 3 in this lineup are seniors, followed by 2 juniors. They know what this situation is like. They've had their back against the wall many times, and they're no stranger to fighting.
And it's hard to find a better bat in this moment than Fagan. Look at that. Runner in scoring position, mark 541 this year. The payoff is fouled back. That's lifted, and it'll drop. Ritter will stop at third. Runners on the corners with 1 out as the wind held that up, and the ball fell in the Bermuda Triangle out and right.
We saw Cameron Fagan's situational numbers, and this is only going to help those. She sits back on a changeup, gets enough of it, and the wind helps her out a little bit to drop it out there in right center.
Bree Peck. That ruled foul from the junior out of Royersford, Pennsylvania. Two-time second-team All-ACC. 1 for 3 with a couple strikeouts in game one, but another one hitting well in these moments. 429 RISP. Quickly down 0-2. Or I beg your pardon, 1-1. No, it is 0-2, I'm sorry. Ooh. Acrobatics. Mike Lewis had to quickly dance out of the way of that one.
I like these two-strike pitches from Brisky in this at-bat, making Bree Peck work. Got a couple swings out of the zone.
Just outside, 2-2.
This pitch was really close. It's a curve on the outside half of the plate. Right on that black, but doesn't get the call.
Quick reset of the pitch clock. And Peck fouls it back. As this inning continues, this feels like a moment the Hokies have to take advantage of. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And now the count runs full.
It would be a good tone setter for this game because last night's game kind of felt like this. They had long at-bats. They were able to work runners on, but just couldn't get that timely hit. And so it would be really good for their offense and their energy to come through.
Got her looking. How about that from the freshman for out number 2?
Jocelyn Brisky is the one that comes through. She throws this rise ball on the inside half of the plate. Spots it up on the corner and just freezes Bree Peck.
Now here's the junior who transferred in from Radford, Corey McMillan. One for 3 last night. And Kaylee, similar to what I just said about Virginia Tech, for Alabama, if Brisky can get out of this without any damage, that would be a gigantic tone setter.
Absolutely, it would. They were saved by Kayla Beaver a couple of times last night. And it would be awesome to see from the 5th year last night and now from the freshman today setting the tone in the circle for Bama.
Got her! Jocelyn Brisky does just that. The top of the order. Patrick Murphy shifting things around. Kinley Cahalan now up in the 2 spot today. Callie Hevlin down to the 7.
Yeah, Kinley Cahalan has looked good over the last week, and I think he has a lot of confidence in her right now and her ability to get on top of this rise ball because Lindsey Grine is going to be a little bit like Emma Limley with that explosive rise, and her strength is her demeanor in the circle.
That's over to Peck at third. Throw is rifled over for out number 1. And you just talked about Lindsey Grine. What an impressive improvement this year. Her sophomore campaign, last season a 4.45 ERA. This year, much more efficient and has seen the strikeout numbers go way up.
Yeah, she already has 80 strikeouts on the season, getting a lot more opportunities in the circle. And you can tell she likes to work quick. She has a lot of confidence, and that helps her out. But again, you see that scouting report rise, drop and change, much like the look last night from Limley with that high velocity moving into 70 mile per hour.
And just like Limley did a few times last night, quickly 0-2 on Kinley Cahalan. Sophomore from Trussville, 0 for 2 on Friday. Called strike 3. Beautiful pitch to get Cahalan looking.
Grine already using that rise ball very effectively. This one runs a little bit away from Kinley Cahalan, and she gets her some help from her catcher behind the plate, Zoe Yeager, on that frame for the looking K.
2 gone for Dukeshire. Sophomore out of Kindred, North Dakota. Tough night last night, 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts.
There's the first look at that changeup. We'll try to get separation between her rise and her change and mix it in effectively to keep these hitters guessing.
You see the numbers from last year to this year for Grine. Opened up the season with a complete game victory at Auburn in extras. Limited the Tigers to 1 run. On the season, a 2.92 ERA against ranked foes. But similar to Limley, when Grine is on, it's really tough to hit her. Dukeshire rips that foul.
And I think part of that is because of her mechanics. She hides the ball really well. And so when her change is working, she's really effective. And her rise has so much movement to it, a lot of late break.
Another payoff. Got her looking. Lindsey Grine has a couple Ks. America, Alex Coleman has been great. And now Michelle Chatfield sends one high to left on the first pitch. And there's Jenna Johnson for out number 1. We talked about how the wind was going to make an impact. I think on a regular day, that one might leave the yard, but it stayed in because of those gusts blowing in from left to right.
Yeah, nothing is going to be flying out in left field today, and a tough job for our left fielders.
Yeah, we said pregame. Jenna Johnson, Addie Green, be prepared. Here's Maya Luco, the senior from Reston, Virginia. Back to those news and notes, though, about the ACC, Kaylee. Really impressive to see Duke come back last night. That was a game where Alyssa Zabala was absolutely motoring up until the 7th. And as we talked about, Virginia Tech and Duke coming up next weekend, that could decide the ACC regular season title.
Absolutely, it could. And with Duke being a top 5 team, they're going to be there in the NCAA tournament. They have to figure out how to win games like that. It's so valuable to have your team get the experience of having to come back in the 7th inning, because that gives you so much confidence when you're going down the stretch. If you are behind, that you have experience to pull from. You've come back before.
That one hit Luco, and she will head to first.
This pitch is on the inside corner, runs in a little bit too much, gets her on that back elbow.
Sets up Zoe Yeager, the freshman. First pitch to third. There's one. Double play. Two with a 2-game sweep over Virginia Tech. We talked last night how Game 1 this year felt so similar to Game 1 and, frankly, Game 2 from 2022. And already today kind of has a similar vibe as well.
Yeah, it was just a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Both teams not wanting to lose, trying to keep fighting until their offense could find a way to come through. And again here today looking like that with both pitchers in the circle starting off so strong. And speaking of Patrick Murphy, he was so complimentary of Coach DeMora bringing his team down here. And he said he's looking forward to taking his team to Blacksburg in the next few years.
It's fantastic when you get these types of matchups on a campus. A couple games between high-profile ranked teams in the non-conference. Giles rips that fair. All the way to the wall. Marley Giles has a leadoff double to start things off here in the second.
Marley Giles has the first hit of the ball game for Alabama on a changeup. She waits on it and scorches it down the third base line. She's had a couple tough at-bats this week, working out of it. That's got to feel good for her to start this second inning.
First hit for Giles since the game against Florida State. That too was a double. And now Bailey Dowling. First pitch is sent in the air. That got briefly adventurous for Fagan, but she makes the catch for out number 1. And you see Alabama's numbers situationally entering this weekend. Bottom half of the conference. Did get one last night with a runner in scoring position from the player at the plate now, Kendall Clark. Junior, who transferred in from Des Moines Area Community College, first team All-American back in 2022.
You can tell Kendall Clark has been seeing it well all week. You see the numbers there, 3 for 7, scored 3 runs, 3 RBIs, and those 3 hits have all been to the middle part of the field, which tells you not only is she seeing it, she's getting there on time and with power.
And one of the things Patrick Murphy always raves about with Clark is her eye. And that's something else that has gotten even better as the year has gone on and as she's gotten more used to the Division I level. She'll draw a walk.
Second baseman, number 22, Callie Helen.
First time really all weekend Alabama has had extended pressure on the Hokies. Did not have two base runners on at the same time at any point in game one. But a moment here in the second with Hevlin at the plate. And Callie Hevlin will try and atone for last night. You saw the graphic, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Really struggled against Limley.
And it was because of that Hevlin was chasing last night at that rise ball up at her eyes. It's tough to lay off of when you are a power hitter. It looks good, looks like something you can drive, but it has so much movement late.
Did that hit her? Aaron Golden says no.
See the replay here.
Oh, yeah.
Brush that back elbow.
That is reviewable. And we will take a look. Leave it to Aaron Golden. And they'll say it did not hit Hevlin. So a 2-2 count with 1 out. And now Virginia Tech will call time.
This is interesting in
Payoff to Hevlin. Got her! Both runners take off, and Giles is thrown out at third. What a response from on a double. And perhaps the hottest hitter in America, Mississippi State's Madison Kennedy, 24 RBIs in the last 10 games.
she has just been automatic in her appearances here lately, and I knew when she was up last night in that game that she was going to come through. Had a really good hit into right center. That game against LSU and Missouri was so exciting. High-scoring game. LSU's been kind of on the schneid, as we call it.
And just to put that in perspective, as great as this Hokies offense has been, Madison Kennedy's last 10 game RBI total would put her 5th on the team for Virginia Tech. Tegan Thrunk just missed that one. A hair foul down the line. (9-1-2) for Virginia Tech. Here's the sophomore from New Jersey. Hevlin, 1 away.
Good job by Brisky there to come out and get the first out of the inning.
And now the chess match begins. Top of the order, back up. Emma Ritter singled in the first. The Hokies were threatening in that first inning. Had runners on the corners with 1 out, but a pair of strikeouts ended the threat. Chopper to Cahalan. Has to hurry, and she will, for out number 2.
The defense for Alabama has been really good, especially Kinley Cahalan at shortstop. She had some Sports Center plays last night. This one, she crashes in, gets it, makes a great throw over to first base. And I want to point out on that play with Callie Hevlin for out number 1, she could have very easily taken that strikeout to defense, but she doesn't. Makes a really good play for her team. And that's important as a middle infielder because you're holding it down out there. You got a huge job on defense, and sometimes it's easy to take errors on offense to defense. But both Cahalan and Hevlin do really good at that.
Well, we'll see if Addie Green can put a little bit more pressure on this Alabama defense. Struck out her first time up. This time she rips one to right. 2-out base hit for the visitors. And the very impressive Addie Green has another base hit here this weekend.
Yeah, she was 1 for 2 last night. She's so good at finding her way on base, and I love her adjustments in her at-bats.
Fagan back up the middle. 2 straight singles.
Fagan again with a good piece of hitting. Right on time. Off the end of her bat a little bit, but enough to get it through the infield and pass the bat to Bree Peck with a runner in scoring position.
Bree Peck looking for redemption. In the first inning, had 2 on but struck out. Now here in the third, 2 on. And trying to bring all that success all year long into this moment here in the third. Peck in the air. Cahalan is there. Side retired. And joined now by Virginia Tech head coach Pete Demore. Coach, your offense once again is getting a lot of people on base, but how do you find that timely hit against Jocelyn Brisky?
I don't know. Just keep guiding good at-bats together, and one will fall in.
Coach, you had that electric double play to end the second inning. We talked a lot about your pitching staff. What do you like about Zoe Yeager behind the plate?
Yeah, she's catching balls. You know, that it sounds elementary, but you know, when the ball hits her glove, she's catching it and made a good throw there and got the out. So she's doing well back there.
And Coach, before we let you go, I know you want to send a special birthday shout out.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Dad. I'll call you later.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
It's Virginia Tech head coach Pete Demore sending a shout out to his father Pete on his birthday.
Leading off the bottom of the third for Alabama. Designated player number 9.
And I'm sure all the Demores are tuned into this one. Seems like we're reliving last night's game. Alabama will have 8-9-1 due up against Grind. And a first pitch strike to the 5th year from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Lauren Essman, transferred in last year from the Wolverines. Was hitting great to start the year, missed some time due to injury, and now trying to get back on track.
At the beginning of the season, you could tell that Lauren Essman was in a rhythm, and she was attacking balls out in front of her. And I think coming back from that injury just a little bit off time, you can see a lot of these balls getting deep on her a little bit late.
Grind up 0-2. Grind gets the strikeout. That's number 4 for Lindsey Grind.
3 pitches and 3 strikes in this at-bat. She again goes to that rise ball on the outside part of the plate to the lefties. She's already had so much success so far in this game.
And now she faces Kristen White, the 9 hitter for the Crimson Tide. That one got back to Yeager on the foul, and she'll take a minute. White, the sophomore out of Phoenix City, Alabama, laid down a really nice bunt in the 6th on Friday. One of Alabama's 2 hits in the 1-0 win in game 1 of this 2-game series here in Tuscaloosa.
She's also someone who's fought injuries this season, but when she's on, she is so exciting to watch.
She'll slap that to second. Fagan makes a great play for out number 2.
Cameron Fagan made that look way easier than it really is. She had to charge, especially with the speed of Kristen White. You see here, she comes in and gets this one, throws on the run against her body, and Chatfield does a good job at first of reacting to that throw.
Now back to the top of the order, and Jenna Johnson on her senior day, playing her 200th career game for the Crimson Tide. Grounded out her first time up. Of course, we have the fact sheet that they give out before all the senior days here at Rhodes. Favorite music, country and rock. Has a couple degrees.
I think it's also cool that we always highlight she's playing with her sister, Lauren Johnson, but she also has another sister, Alyssa Johnson, who also goes to the University of Alabama. So it's a family affair for the Johnsons on the weekend, visiting their 3 daughters.
And the fact sheet points out, no relation to Ailey Johnson, pitcher on staff. And there's Jenna Johnson with a base hit back up the middle.
Johnson made a really good adjustment on this pitch. It's high, but you can see her barrel angle. She's on top of it, hits it in the ground. That's the adjustment you've got to make against a rise ball pitcher. And I'm not shocked that it comes from the most experienced hitter in their lineup, Jenna Johnson.
Now Cahalan struck out looking in the first. That's lifted to left and right to Green to end the inning. We were up here in the booth, joined by Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy. And Coach, last night we talked about it. Kayla Beaver did such a great job in the big moments, getting out of jams, and now Brisky is doing it today. What have you seen from her in the circle in those situations?
I think she's been really good. You know, she's been hitting her spots. Her velocity's pretty good, but the best thing about it today, I think her spin is really on.
Coach, Jenna Johnson made a good adjustment at the plate last inning, and we know today is her senior day. Can you tell us a little bit about your 5th-year senior leader?
Well, look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. I mean, how does that happen? That's pretty cool. She's just been a great representative of our program, the university, and the entire state of Alabama for the last 5 years. And you know, you played with her. She's a great young lady. She's going to have 2 degrees from the University of Alabama, and she's going to go on to do great things. And we're really, really proud that she's here. Her sister's here. And Lauren's twin sister, Alyssa, is a freshman also at Alabama. So we got 3 Johnson sisters all at Alabama at the same time.
Fantastic. Thanks for hopping on with us, Coach.
Yeah, and we need to cut down our swings a lot. All right, roll Tide.
That's Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy with a nugget at the end.
I think he wanted to say that.
And really cool talking about Jenna Johnson and what she has seen and done in her time in Tuscaloosa. She's out in left. And Corey McMillan sends one to left center. Goodbye. First pitch destroyed. And the Hokies are on the board for the first time this weekend.
We've talked about the situational numbers for Virginia Tech. Corey McMillan gets in the box and says she will do it herself. Gets on top of this ball, lots of power. It's a rise ball on the outside part of the plate. She takes a big cut at it, and it was gone off the bat. Puts her team on the board, and they will not be shut out today.
And the wind is still blowing in. Chatfield over to short. Out recorded by Cahalan, but it's not only blowing in, but blowing in fiercely. And we talked about it before we went on the air. If someone was going to hit a home run out to center or left field, it was going to have to be smacked. And that one was smacked by Corey McMillan.
And I'm even more impressed because she's a lefty. That's the opposite part of the field for her. She's not turning on it, but there's so much power in that swing if you're able to hit an oppo bomb against the wind today.
Here's Maya Luco, hit by a pitch in the second. Ooh. That one hit her, but she swung. So a painful strike. Two. Strikeout for Brisky, and a nice response after the home run.
Brisky worked a quick ground ball, and in this at-bat, uses the rise ball very effectively for the strikeout.
Zoe Yeager. Hit into a double play. Back in the second. But this will be the first time Alabama has had to respond against Virginia Tech since 2014. Last 3 meetings, the Tide shut out the Hokies. And we talked about it. This offense was just too good to get shut out again. And if you're Alabama, maybe the one thing you really like about it was it was only a solo home run.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the open. I knew Virginia Tech was going to be excited to come back and have another crack at Alabama today, especially because there are multiple people in this lineup who lost twice here in 2022. They were shut out then, they got shut out yesterday, and with their backs against the wall, you knew they were going to come out fighting and have better at-bats today.
Yeager pops it up, and Hevlin will make the catch to end the inning. Yeah, it's working out of a few situations herself. And now facing the RBI producers in the Alabama order, Dukeshire, Giles, and Dowling. Tide looking to find an answer after the solo home run in the top half of this frame. Dukeshire struck out looking her first time up. Has struggled a bit this weekend trying to get on top of the rise ball against both pitchers. That time, it's ripped to third, but Peck makes a great play for out number 1.
Bree Peck with a little look what I found moment. That ball was hit so hard off the bat of Abby Dukeshire. She definitely got on top of it, but a good play from Peck.
Virginia Tech entered the weekend first in the ACC in fielding percentage. That was a sharp play over at the hot corner. Marley Giles doubled down the left field line to lead off the second. Lindsey Grind, no stranger to SEC opponents this year. Got the complete game victory with 12 strikeouts to start the season against Auburn. Got the save with 3 strikeouts against Georgia. And gets a strikeout of Giles for out number 2.
Grind chooses to go to the curve multiple times in this at-bat. The first time we've seen that today, but that pitch is so good. Still has a little bit of up movement to it. Marley Giles swings and misses for the strikeout.
2 gone for Dowling. Dowling 0 for 1 in this game. Drew the walk last night that really set the table for that moment in the 5th inning. Did she go? She did not.
Bailey Dowling with the check swing. Held it there saying, no, I didn't go. That was really close.
Very
Closer
close.
than I saw in real time.
Seen a couple of those this weekend. That time, it's a little slow roller to Grind, and the throw gets Dowling at first. Lindsey Grind continues to
looking for something sweet that they can get a big swing on.
We were talking to Coach DeMore before the game and discussing the hitters, the adjustments, the approach. You were really impressed, even in the shutout, by what you saw from Virginia Tech last night, just in the way that they continued to try and attack Kayla Beaver. And now today, we've seen one of those attacking swings lead to a run.
Because you can tell when a hitter has experience, the way that they fight through their at-bats. They don't want to go down. They're doing everything they can to make adjustments, fight with 2 strikes, try to get on, and that's exactly what they were doing against Kayla Beaver. Of course, you also have to take into account the other side. Kayla Beaver doesn't want to lose as well, and she's going to keep fighting, but I love to watch the juniors and seniors in this lineup because they have so many games under their belt. And not to mention, one of the people on that graphic we showed is a freshman in Michelle Chatfield. So the future is still very bright for Virginia Tech on the offensive side.
And a lot of those people on the graphic are due up. It's 9-1-2. Thrunk in the box right now, but Ritter, Green, Fagan, and Peck all waiting in the wings. Looking to see if the sophomore can start things well. This will be a tough play for Hevlin. Oh, man. What a throw, 1 down.
Another awesome defensive play in this series. Callie Hevlin has to come across the diamond, throw on the run against her body, and she does it perfectly. And that's big when you think about keeping runners off of the bases for Emma Ritter.
Got her by a half step. And now the Hokies offense faces Brisky a 3rd time. Ritter is 1 for 2. One of the best in the conference. Not just at the hitting, but also base running. Has stolen a base already in this game. Great effort by Dowling, but just out of reach. Cahalan, long throw, not in time. Ritter beats it out. for the infield single.
The speed of Emma Ritter, she just puts it on the ground in the hole, makes Kaylin have to move a little bit, and because of that, she's able to leg this out, beat it by a step.
And we mentioned earlier, Ritter already has a stolen base today, now 19 of 21 in swipes this season. Addie Green at the plate, and Giles was up ready. Green is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. And with how well Lindsey Grine is pitching, if the Hokies can add another in this inning, that might be enough damage.
It would be huge. Runs have been hard to come by because of the pitching that we're seeing.
Fouled back. There goes Ritter on ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. With Cameron Fagan stepping in, and she's 2 for 2 in this ball game.
Second baseman, number 97, Cameron Fagan.
And out comes Patrick Murphy.
Regionals here at Road Stadium last year with Central Arkansas in front of a huge crowd. She's no stranger to these moments, and I think she faces them with some excitement.
First pitch to Fagan. We talked about it before we went to break. Fagan 2 for 2 in this ball game, and we've shown the graphic multiple times. Average now at .553 with runners in scoring position this year. Back to Beaver, off the glove, and the throw is not in time. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Kayla Beaver is actually a really good fielding pitcher. It's good that she gets a glove on this ball. It was hit really hard. That would have been an RBI, but she needs to pick this up and go to first. That's on the infield for not yelling at her, letting her know that her only play was going to be at first base. And now Virginia Tech's got the bases loaded for Bree Peck, who has had multiple opportunities to score runs, and she's got another one right here.
A chance to really blow this one open for Peck. 0 for 2. This year, Bree Peck is hitting it .600 with the bases loaded. But as you mentioned, Kaylee, has been up twice with runners in scoring position and has come up empty twice. On the ground, the tag was not there, and the throw to first records the second out, but a run comes in.
This would have been a really big double play to get out of the inning for Alabama, but Callie Hevlin misses the tag of the runner and ends up going to first for 1 out, and that'll get another run across for Virginia Tech.
And set up the home run hitter, Corey McMillan. After the RBI ground out from Peck, McMillan with that solo shot in the 4th. to Cahalan. Inning over. But the Hokies add another. It's 2-0. Going to the bottom.
I like her swing because she has a big swing, but it's not big in the way you think. She's quick to it on her backside and then long with great extension at the end of it.
And we mentioned the eye. Like I said, walked earlier and really showed no interest at all in chasing that one. New shortstop in the game for the Hokies. Annika Rose in for Thrunk. Ball 4. Little too easy for Kendall Clark. And Grine allows the leadoff to reach.
Can always tell when someone's seeing the ball really well because she is not even biting at those balls. Kendall Clark knew immediately she did not want to swing, and I think Patrick Murphy's going to turn to a pinch hitter here for Callie Hevlin.
Yeah, I say a little too easy. Road Stadium can get rowdy in a hurry. And the last thing you want to do as an opposing pitcher is give an inch. But after that leadoff walk to start off the inning, Alabama will turn to Larissa Pruitt. Pinch hitting for Callie Hevlin, who has struggled this weekend. In steps the sophomore from Hartselle, Alabama. Second team all-conference a season ago, but down in the count 0-2. And Pruitt will head to first.
Yeah, there was catcher's interference when Larissa Pruitt swung. Her bat took the glove off of Zoe Yeager behind the plate. We'll look at it here. Larissa Pruitt does a good job of fouling off the changeup and gets a piece of Yeager's glove, and that's going to be interference.
Wow. What a mistake, and for Alabama, what a break. 2 on, nobody out for Essman. And that was on 0-2 as well. If you're Virginia Tech, those are the things you cannot afford here today.
Especially against a pinch hitter who's fresh off the bench, hasn't seen you. That's someone you want to attack and try to get an out.
Lauren Essman struck out in the third, trying to get on time with Grine. On the ground, there's one, chance for 2, in time! The Hokies infield makes the play. She's out. Double play turn by the Hokies in the biggest of moments.
Yeah, just a complete energy shift from the defense there. Great job by Cameron Fagan to field that cleanly. It's really tough when the runner runs in front of you and you lose track of the ball for a second, but she did so good at seeing it in Giving a good flip to Rose at shortstop.
Strike one. Oh, 2. And Patrick Murphy will step in to ask about that last call.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick Murphy was happy about this strike 2 call. It's on the chalk. But Yeager's a good catcher and gives a good frame, and sometimes you got to tip your cap to a good catcher.
And we've seen that pitch be given to pitchers on both sides today. The 0-2 from Grind is slapped foul. Ice cold from Lindsey Grind. Chatfield. Quickly 0-2. Something that Kayla Beaver did a lot last night in game 1 against the 26 batters that Beaver faced. She got ahead 0-2 9 times.
She's so good at pounding the strike zone against hitters. You can tell she likes to work quickly, likes to get ahead. And then that way, later in the at-bat, she can kind of move it around.
One, 2, she did not go.
This pitch down in the dirt. Chatfield trying to battle. I think she held back just an inch.
Got her looking. Beaver paints the inside corner for the strikeout.
This takes me back to last night. Kayla Beaver was doing this so well. Her rise on the inside corner against righties at 70 miles an hour. And our home plate umpire has liked that spot all day today.
And now Pete Demore will go to the bench. Maya Luco is due up, but instead it will be the freshman, Emily Leggett, out of Plantation, Florida. American Heritage High School, was a 3-time Miami Herald Player of the Year in high school. And getting an opportunity here. Hitting .333 on the season. First pitch to Dowling. 2 away.
Good job by Dowling to come in, field this ball on the short hop. The ground's been a little bit hard, but she goes and plays the ball, doesn't allow it to play her, and gets the pinch hitter.
Two gone for Zoe Yeager. And as we look ahead, still a lot of game left, and it's been a lot of fun watching these two battle all weekend. Alabama in the bottom of the sixth will have the top of the order due up. And that sent out to center. Zoe Yeager has the base hit. Two-out base runner for Virginia Tech here in the sixth. And now that also brings up an interesting situation because Annika Rose is about to step in to the 9 spot. If she is the final batter of this inning, then Virginia Tech would have the top of the order due up in the 7th. Not to think too far ahead.
Well, you have to when you're thinking about the hitters that are at the top of that lineup and giving them another opportunity. Especially because this means that Cameron Fagan will get the bat again.
First pitch misses inside to the freshman from Lovettsville, Virginia. I say all that to perhaps set the table for what could be some madness over the next half hour or so. Hokies right now lead 2-0. Great crowd on hand, Brickyard full. A lot of Virginia Tech people have made the trip as well.
It's felt like all day this crowd has just been waiting for something to get excited about. When there have been rallies on both sides, they've started to get up and get excited, and I think we're going to see that play a factor in the next 2 innings.
3-1 to Rose. Annika Rose trying to put the theory I just talked about out of the question with Ritter on deck waiting. And by the way, pinch runner in for the Hokies as well. Sarah McNelly, the freshman over there at first. Payoff. High. Great walk drawn by Rose to bring up Ritter.
That's a really big at-bat. Rose has been sitting over there in the dugout the entire game. She warmed up 3 hours ago, comes in, takes the walk, and passes the bat.
Ooh. More impressive athleticism from Mike Lewis over there in the third base coaching box. You've got to be quick when Emma Ritter fouls it off because she's got a lot of pop in that bat. 2 for 3, I should say, here in this game. Virginia Tech looking for a little something more here in the 6th. 2 runs already in. Ritter out to right, and there is Clark to end the frame. Well hit, Duke, to even that series at a game apiece.
That's a really big win for Louisville. And it's also big when you think about the heartbreak that they probably experienced last night, being ahead the whole game, and then Duke coming back in the 7th, and today they were able to finish that game off. But again, just shows the depth of that league.
Virginia Tech. Oh, Johnson got jammed. That was strange. And Peck makes a great recovery for out number 1.
Bree Peck did a good job of handling this ball. It was hit weird off the bat, had a lot of spin on it. She charges it, gets it, bobbles it a little bit, but makes a good throw over to first base.
And you see Alabama, the top of the order, has struggled. Last night, 0 for 9. Today, 1 for 7. Here's Cahalan. Lifted to left. And foul, 0-2.
And I think it just goes back to what Patrick Murphy was saying at the end of his interview, was that his team is taking too big of swings, especially in the top of this lineup. You've got to be short to the ball, a little bit quicker with your barrel. You can tell Kinley Cahalan's trying to make that adjustment. The bat speed is up a little bit from her right now. She's trying to catch it out in front of her eyes. When you let somebody with a lot of spin, especially up spin, you let that pitch get deep on you, it's going to end up in a pop-up or a swing and miss.
Cahalan rips that to right, and it's past McMillan. All the way to the fence. Cahalan will round third and stop at third, actually, after the one-out triple and the hit that Alabama needed.
I pointed out the bat speed from Cahalan. She was swinging it hard, and this at bat, she waits back on a changeup and attacks it. It gets past the right fielder, McMillan, and she is motoring all the way to third. This crowd has been waiting for something to get excited about, and they have erupted.
4 with runners in scoring position. RBI leader Abby Dukeshire steps in and takes strike 1. Dukeshire in the air to center, and Ritter has to sprint in to make the catch for out number 2, and it's a big unproductive out. Here's Giles. One for 2, doubled in the second. And we will remind you, we've talked about the similarities to 2022. In game 2, Alabama in the 6th got a clutch home run from another 34. That was Allie Shipman. Here's Marley Giles. And she'll take the strike, 2-1. The difference is that game, the Hokies hadn't scored. Today, Virginia Tech leads 2-0. And we've already seen a double from Giles in this game.
Yeah, great piece of hitting on a changeup. Down the line, a double would be huge for Alabama right now.
Giles just gets a piece, and I think Now right back to it. Another 2-2. Just another classic between these two. Ninth pitch of the at-bat. Ball 4. Tying run on base for Alabama.
That was just refusing to lose from Marley Giles. You could tell she was battling.
Table set for Bailey Dowling, 0 for 2 in this game. That's the third time today she has attacked the first pitch. Oh, 2. Lindsey Grine has ended an inning with a strikeout 3 times already today. This time Dowling hits it to center, but the wind holds it up for Ritter to end the frame. Found a way. And if you're looking for more here in the 7th, Pete Demore has the right people up. 2, 3, 4, Green, Fagan, and Peck against Kayla Beaver. Addie Green, 1 for 2. Single walk and strikeout. Has been really impressive today and really all weekend.
She really has. I've loved her adjustments, at times using her quick hands, setting the table with some singles here and there.
And there's another single to set the table here in the 7th.
Yeah, that's something she does so well. You can tell her hands are just so great. This is a drop in. She's made the adjustment from last night to today. Gets there quickly, drives it through the 3-4 hole. And she works as a really good leadoff whenever she has to be. If Emma Ritter gets out or if she leads off an inning, she does a really good job in that role.
And Cameron Fagan has been great today. A couple singles this time, shows bunt, but pulls it back. Amazing what the Virginia Tech top of the order has done. Ritter, Green, and Fagan, a combined 6 for 10 in this ball game.
And you know, when you think about that, it's almost having to give kudos back to Alabama's pitching staff, because it's felt like that Virginia Tech has showed up really well offensively, but only 2 runs to show for it. And I think it goes back to that first inning when Jocelyn Brisky was able to work out of a tough situation and nobody being on when the home run went over the fence.
Yeah, we note that stat, and then also note that the RBIs have come from 4 and 5 on an RBI ground out and the solo homer by McMillan. 2-2. Fagan fouls it off. New first baseman, Emma Broadfoot, in for Dukeshire. Full count. Fagan out to center. And she'll head for second to put two in scoring position with nobody out here in the seventh.
I was just going to say that the home run has been the only hit for extra bases for Virginia Tech today. Cameron Fagan says, nope, I'm going to hit a double. This is a really good piece of hitting. Gets her barrel to something, hits it into left center. And now Kayla Beaver is going to have to work out of a situation with no outs and runners on.
First pitch to Peck, misses low for ball one. There's that changeup.
There it is again, back to back, a little bit lower.
Wow. Strikeout for Johnson. Back to back to back changeups to get Peck.
The changeup is her strikeout pitch. I told you she's comfortable throwing it. She'll throw it on any count.
And now she faces Corey McMillan, who got all this started in the fourth. The Radford transfer, two-time All-Big South, before going to Blacksburg this year. And she waits on the change and sends it to center. Green will come in to score, and the sac fly gives the Hokies the 3-0 lead.
Corey McMillan is seeing the ball so well. She makes a good adjustment off of Ailey Johnson, sees this in the zone, puts a good swing on it, and Addie Green will score on that every time. And every run that gets added to that lead is just another mountain that Alabama is going to have to climb to try to come back in this one.
And now the Tide will intentionally walk the freshman, Michelle Chatfield. Even though 0 for 3, still don't want to mess around with the ACC leader in home runs. I think especially with the freshman Leggett on deck, who's 0 for 1 in this ballgame, and Chatfield will take the walk. So here's Emily Leggett. Grounded out her first time up. And that time the changeup misses. We should note there is some action in the Hokies bullpen. I see Emma Limley warming up, as well as Emma Mazzarone, the lefty. I'll ask you, Kaylee, if you're Virginia Tech up 3-0 going to the bottom of the 7th once we get there, do you keep in Grind or bring in one of those two?
I would keep Grind in, and I would only allow her a very short leash. If one runner gets on, I'm bringing in Emma Limley to shut the door.
Well, the Hokies are hoping to add a little bit more before the bottom of the 7th. Already one run in here in this inning. Good battle here between Johnson and Leggett. Bases loaded.
Catcher number 15, Zoe Hager.
And Pete Demore will, I believe, call upon a pinch runner. Yes. Out goes Lila Blackwell to run at second for Chatfield. And we've discussed so much this weekend, situational hitting, situational pitching. Virginia Tech today has been good enough in that regard, but you get one more here in this moment, that'll probably put this one out of reach.
This would bust the game open. We always used to talk about one good hit with the bases loaded wins the ball game. And that's the situation that Virginia Tech is looking for.
And check that. Well, first pitch strike to Yeager. That is Blackwell who went in to run at second, but Luco has re-entered over at first. Yeager out to left, and Jenna Johnson makes the catch to end the inning. Last chance for Alabama. Starting off with Kendall Clark, who has walked twice today. For Alabama, it's 6, 7, 8. Clark, Hevlin, Essman. One and two. And in case you were wondering, the wind continues to whip here at Rhodes. Clark smacks that out to right. That's got some juice, and it's all the way to the fence. Kendall Clark will head for third. And it's a leadoff triple for Alabama in the 7th.
Kendall Clark just continues her big week. She is hitting the ball so hard. This is a curveball on the outside part of the plate. She gets her barrel there, drives it out to right field. And Corey McMillan cannot get to it. It's deep in the corner. Kendall Clark had the speed going around second, and that's the second triple of the game we've seen from Alabama.
And a quick hook for Mazzarone all weekend. First pitch is sent in the air. Watch out. And Green makes the catch just on top of Rose for out number 1. Here's Essman. Oh for 2 in this ball game. That's ripped out to right. Alabama's on the board, and the tying run will step to the plate here in the 7th.
What an adjustment from the 5th-year senior Lauren Essman. She goes to the slap, trying to see the ball better, trying to get on top of it. You can tell she's using that split grip, and this time she finds a hole and scores the first run of the game for Alabama.
And she'll be lifted for a pinch runner. In comes Kinley Pate, who scored the lone run of the game last night. The Samford transfer stands at first, but with 1 out and down 2, no way Alabama will take the risk of having her run. Speed on base and speed in the box with Kristen White. Bunt laid down. Peck's throw is in time.
Alabama fans wanted her to be safe. This was a great bunt. I think the throw just beats her by a little bit, but.
And to your point, what a play by Bree Peck, who has been super sharp at third all day long. That being said, if you want a storyline, in steps Jenna Johnson as the tying run on her senior day. Against UAB, Jenna Johnson hit the first Oppo home run of her career. Considering the wind, going Oppo might be the only option here if she wants to send one out of the yard. 3-0. Strike 1. On the other side, Emma Limley trying to shut the door. Virginia Tech has never beaten Alabama. Ball 4. And now the winning run will step into the box.
This is what Patrick Murphy asks of his team every time they are down in the 7th inning. Bring the winning run to the plate. Give us a chance to win this ball game. And who better than Kinley Cahalan, who is swinging it so well right now.
1 for 3 with a triple. Cahalan smacks it out to center. It's all the way to the wall. Pate scores. Here comes Johnson. We're tied up in the 7th. Kinley Cahalan with a monster swing. And an unreal moment here at Rhodes.
I have chills, Gray. Kinley Cahalan is a player who has such a large ceiling, so much talent, and you can tell she has started to feel it lately. She gets her barrel out, catches this one out in front, has her second triple of the game, and ties it up for her team in the 7th inning. What a hit for the sophomore.
It had to be hit hard. The wind was trying to hold it up for Ritter, but it was just out of reach. And all of a sudden, the winning run is on third base.
The fight from this Alabama team in this inning to keep the game going. Jenna Johnson on her senior day draws the walk, passes the bat to Cahalan.
And then Emma Limley gets a big cut for strike 1. Abby Dukeshire, another one who's trying to get the bat rolling. 0 for 3 today with a strikeout, hitless in the series so far. And down 0-2. There is nothing like college softball. Two and two.
Those are two really good takes of pitches that are close to the zone. This is a good take of a pitch that Alabama was swinging at last night, and in this moment, it's easy to get amped up and swing at that.
Payoff from Emma Limley. Got her! Abby Duke.
Treat for fans of college softball watching this ranked matchup.
And for the Hokies, you've got the right people. 9-1-2 here in the 8th. Rose and then Ritter and Green against Ailey Johnson, who all of a sudden has seen the moment completely flip around for her in the circle. Rose walked in the 6th. Came in for Thrunk. About midway through. In the air to right. Clark makes the catch for a gigantic first out with the top of the order looming.
Yeah, and Clark did a good job navigating the sun on that ball. It's really tough in right field at Rhodes Stadium to catch the ball out there when the sun is shining. I would know.
You have a little bit of experience with that. Back up the middle, Emma Ritter. Another base hit for the leadoff. She's now 3 for 5 today.
Number 6, Addie Green.
The top of the order has wreaked havoc all day long for the Hokies. And now Green waits on the changeup. That's over the head of Clark. And I think that's a ground rule double that'll put 2 in scoring position with 1 out.
And Green does a good job waiting on this changeup, putting a good swing on it, gets over the head of Kendall Clark, bounces off the warning track, and hits the pole. That will be a ground rule double.
And now out comes Patrick Murphy.
He's going to have to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate to the top of this lineup, who has been so good today.
First pitch to Fagan. Nice scoop by Giles. Single by Ritter. Double off the light pole by Green to set up Fagan, who is 3 for 4 in this ball game. Make it 4 for 5. 1 run will score. Green will race in, and the Hokies respond in the 8th.
Cameron Fagan is just such a good hitter. She finds a way to get it done, whether it be with power or right here. This is in on her hands. She gets jammed, just gets it out into the outfield enough to get 2 runs in her 4th hit of the ball game.
And now updated. 1 through 3 in the Hokies order. 10 of 14. Brepeck is 0 for 4 with an RBI. Jammed again. Chance for 2. Nope. They'll just get the out at second. 2 down. Here's McMillan. Her home run in the 4th started things. A lot more scoring since.
Now, she also stung the sac fly out to center field.
It has a couple RBIs. The 2 RBIs here in this inning by Fagan, the first of the game not collected by Peck and McMillan. And a lot of credit to the Hokies for the response here in the 8th. We said it, the right people were coming up. And that top of the order found a way to get 2 runs in.
That's why Dukeshire's at bat was so important to try to come through right there, and because Virginia Tech was going to have their best hitters at the plate.
This will be another base hit. Peck will head for third. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
First baseman number 4, Michelle Chatfield.
In steps Chatfield. Virginia Tech 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but that second hit came in this inning. The 2 RBI single from Cameron Fagan. Oh, 2. That gets all the way back. Peck will slide in safely. Virginia Tech leads by 3.
A wild pitch from Torrance, a rise ball that is just too high, and Marley Giles can't get up quick enough.
And McMillan took second. Now payoff to Chatfield. That's fouled away. So all of a sudden, Alabama's right back where they were. Going to the bottom of the 7th, it was 3-0 Hokies. Torrance trying to make sure the deficit remains at 3.
And on one hand, you've proved that your offense can do it. Alabama was able to come back in the 7th inning, but on the other hand, kudos to Virginia Tech for coming back here, doubling their lead, and doing their best to put this game away.
Chatfield smacks it to left. Johnson watches it go. That lead has grown. 2-run homer by the ACC leader to make it 8-3.
This pitch was just way too sweet to Michelle Chatfield. It's over the middle. She has been quiet. She was due. And she hits that one a long way for a 2-run home run.
Two outs for Luco. And if you're a Virginia Tech fan, this probably feels familiar. Against Auburn, opening weekend, it was 1-1 going to the 8th. Virginia Tech won 8-1. The Hokies have outscored opponents 8-2 in the 8th inning this year. And now add 5 more to make it 13-2 in the 8th.
You can just tell they're so confident in their ability to score runs offensively, especially when their backs are against the wall.
Kind of a weird hop to Cahalan, but she makes the play to end the frame. A 5-spot. The twists and turns have been quite something in the last 30 minutes or so. Giles 1 for 2 with a walk.
Well, if you're Alabama, Marley Giles is a really important at-bat in this inning. You want to make the most of the outs that you have and try to get your leadoff on.
1-2 from Limley. Got her looking. 1 down.
Giles takes 3 pitches for strikes in this at-bat, right at the belt on the rise ball. And it's hard to make that decision because sometimes the rise will jump and other times it stays in the zone. That's what makes Limley so dangerous.
Emma Limley looking for the victory in relief here today, facing Bailey Dowling, who's 0 for 3. Dowling sends that sky high. Peck will give chase and make the catch for out number 2.
Right fielder number 15, Kendall Clark.
Kendall Clark will try and extend things. She has had a phenomenal day. But up against it here in the 8th. Her team down 5. Bases cleared, 2 outs. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Emma Limley finishes it off. And for the first time ever, the Hokies have defeated Alabama